Hello there. I'm going to go through this kind of fast, so if you need to pause at any point, please do so. I would recommend if you have your Google Docs open in another tab and then you have this open at the same time so you can go back and forth. This is step-by-step how to format your document using MLA guidelines. So first of all, Google Docs has an automatic font choice for Arial 11 point, which is not MLA guideline. So we can change that at the beginning or we can change it at the end. It's easier, I guess, if you do it all at once, either at the beginning or the end. I just like to start off that way. So we're starting at the top of the document. The first thing you want to put is your full name. And then you want to put your professor's full name. And when I say full name, I mean professor, whoever they are. And then you want to put the title of the course and the section number, just in case. If anything ever gets lost or misplaced, either electronically or physically, if the class section number is on the heading, it's a lot easier to remember where it came from. And then this is going to be the date that you are writing the paper. So today is actually this date. I'm going to add it. And then I'm going to press return, and this is where my title is going to go. So I'm going to center my title. You notice that I did not return more than once. Just once, center, title. Really important to note that the title cannot be bolded. No italics, no large font, no caps. MLA guidelines say just put the title, capitalize it, and move on. Okay, so we have to go back to our left align. And since this is the beginning of the introduction, we would start with one hit on the tab button, which gives us the perfect indent for MLA guidelines. Now, you may or may not already be thinking like, oh my gosh, this is single spaced. Yes, it is. So I'm going to use my Command A. If you're on a PC, it would be Control A, and select all of my text. And then I'm going to go over to my spacing and change it to double space. So I'm already within guidelines. A lot of students, and I'm not sure if it's done on purpose so that they can make their paper longer, or if it's done by accident, which I always assume the benefit of the doubt that it's done by accident, put more space in between their heading and their title than they need to. And it's one of the things I write constantly when I'm looking at a paper. Just visually, I can already see that there's too much space here, and I mark you down for that. So don't do that. And when you start your first paragraph, it's only one return from the title to your first paragraph. Okay, so this would be where you would begin writing your introduction. Wow, spell much. Introduction. Got it? Okay. Let's see. So what about the header? In Google Docs, the header is tricky because if you leave the cursor at the very top of the page, when you go to print it out, it will cut off half of your header because the page parameters don't fit most printing outputs. So if you're using Google Docs, you go into the top, double click it to enter that header space. Okay, so I'm in the main document, and then I double click to enter the header space. Oftentimes students will put their entire heading in the header, in which case on every page there is another heading at the top of the page, and there shouldn't be. You'll notice that Google Docs changed my font back to Arial 11. It's supposed to be Times New Roman 12. Honestly, that's one thing I just don't care about, because it seems like everybody just makes the header happen and moves on and never checks the font, and I don't want to cry about that. It's not that big of a deal. All right, so you're in the top header space, and because we're in Google Docs, we're going to move the cursor down one return so that the header doesn't get erased by printing, and then we're going to go over and align to the right. Then you're going to type your last name with a space. Okay, page numbers. You're going to go to Insert, Header and Page Number. You want to go to Page Number, and you want it to look like this, right? So it's consecutive for each page and starts on page 1, and it's at the top right-hand corner. This, I think, is APA format, or that one, I'm not really sure. I know they have a title page. Anyway, that's for science class. This is for language arts, English, social studies, anything that's in that realm. Okay, so click on that, and that enters your page number, and then you're done. When you begin typing and get onto another page, the only thing you should see on the next page that's done for you is your header, which is your last name and that next page number. Okay, so it'll automatically number it for you in order. So that's it. We're now MLA formatted. Times New Roman 12, double spaced, no extra spaces in between, and our header is on point so that when it prints out, it won't get erased. All right, good luck.